Welcome to a LEGO City update for my custom layout Soltown, also known as the Democratic People's Republic of Soltown. In the previous normal video I worked on covering this corner where I have a small table on top of another table. But as you can see, the legs here are still visible, and the same on the other larger table. Now, I am totally a legs guy, but since YouTube is not that kind of a streaming platform, I'm going to cover them up in today's video and make them more decent looking, so make sure to stay tuned. I did ask you, the viewers, for suggestions of what kind of building I should use for this leg, and my dear Van Cam, he this call and gave me the suggestions of a mini shop between the Ghost Bastards headquarters and the gay bar. Now, I'm a bit unsure what a mini shop is, but I think it's the same as a mini market. And I do love those kind of shops that are quite common in both my favorite Swedish city of Malmö, but also in a lot of Asian countries that I had the privilege to visit. Before I work on that, I made a rough sketch of a building here in this lovely radioactive snot green color just to get a feel for the dimension I have at my disposal. If I place a mini market at the bottom, that's going to mean that the residents probably will have to go through the shop to get to their apartments. But let's not think about the logic of this building and instead focus on the divinity of imagination and the irrational that is play. Basically, I'm going to remove the bottom floor and replace it with this design. And as you can see, I put those printed tiles in there. And that's just to hide the fact that you're going to see the gray leg behind here. So we got a bit further on that, taking those sidings there. And those are placed with snot pieces and tiles. So that's pretty cool way of giving some extra texture to your build. And that goes all the way up here, as you can see. And I put these small panel pieces on those kind of headlight snot bricks. On top of this area we will have this sign that totally does not look like anything from the real world, I hope. And then this little sign that I think will go like that. So let's remove this part here as well. Well, alright, I think this actually elevated this whole build. That makes it look a lot interesting. Let's put it in its place. First we have to lift this a bit and then put that underneath. Make it go all the way back. I realized that it's nicer to have tiles up there instead of studs, so I amended that. And here we have a cart of carrots and a red apple, because you can clearly see that on the sign here. Well, I guess that's a purple apple, but who's counting on colors? And a nice citizen here looking at the fresh produce. Quite happy with the radioactive snot green color here next to the tan green Ghost Bastards headquarters, and this actually matches this new card that I have from that Threads tuning set from LEGO. So I hope you're happy with what I came up with here, my dear Van Cam. Let's get cracking on this building here. We have a problem here. It's super tight for this engine to pass here. So I basically only have one brick of width on this side that I can work with. But maybe not even that, so stay tuned. For the second leg I came up with this pretty simple build. I put a air conditioning unit there to make it more interesting and popped it up one brick here, put on some different kind of detailing here, some panel pieces and such, and arches up here for the top windows. Not much going on the side here, but I left some snot pieces here so I could put a sign here. And down here we will have a taco restaurant, so I have this taco sign that's going to go over here. And then an air conditioning unit that's going to cover this up. And on the top I have some more air conditioning units, or one unit at least. And we will have this brown owl sitting up here. We're going to pop this in place. That will fit snugly here. You even have that little bench where you can sit and have your taco. And later on I will cover this area up. It will look pretty much like on this side, where we have the stone wall. So basically the same design will go all the way over here. This transparent piece here is a bit flexible, so you can't have anything really heavy there, but I have this drone from the fire department that we can place up here. Oh, how is that even possible? It's like magic, the rotors aren't even spinning. And then you go down here and you're like, oh, okay, it's science, all right. Well, anyways, we have this Mexican lady here rocking the guitar, and she will be standing outside here to entice people to go in here and have their Friday taco, because on Fridays in Sweden, especially if you have kids, you eat the taco. Let's see if this works. Oola boola boola boola. Well, it totally works. I haven't tested this with any other locomotives or engines or cars, but I mean, this is one of those that I have that points out the most, I guess, in curves. Hopefully. I haven't checked that either. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is really satisfying how tight that is. Hello, nerds. All in all, I'm quite happy with these two builds. And I will put in a sign here later on, because I think my next Bricklink haul will be signs and stickers that I can use around my city layout. I love those kind of details you can make with signs and stickers. So with that said, make sure to stay out of the nonsense, stay awesome, and please subscribe. Tack så mycket.